Okay, imagine this. Waking up every single day, clear mind, clear plan, no guilt,
Hmm.
no last-minute scramble, no procrastination. Just, well, peace and progress. Every day.
Sounds like the dream, right? For so many people stuck in that cycle of just feeling overwhelmed, always chasing the clock.
It really does. But, today we're going to challenge that feeling, that idea that it's impossible.
Right.
Because there's this core idea from productivity expert Thibaut Meurisse, and he puts it simply, you don't need more hours. You need more clarity.
Ah, okay. So it's not about cramming more in.
Exactly. This deep dive isn't just about, managing time. It's about mastering it.
And we're drawing from Thibaut Meurisse' book, Master Your Time. Clarity, energy, simplicity. It's pretty foundational stuff. Coaches use it worldwide.
Yeah, apparently it's helped loads of people get a handle on their chaotic schedules. So our mission today is really to unpack the mindset shifts, the actual tools you need to move past just being busy.
And towards being genuinely effective.
Right. So let's dive in. So, first things first, we all complain about time, don't we? Not enough time. It's the standard excuse.
It really is. It's the default.
But what if that thought is the actual problem? Because Meurisse kicks things off with what he calls a brutal truth. He says, most people don't lack time. They lack clarity on what truly matters.
Oof, that hits home. It really forces you to stop and think, okay, if it's not time, what's missing?
Exactly. Are you busy scrolling? Busy worrying, overthinking stuff? Like, what's the result of all that activity?
Yeah, that I'm so busy line suddenly feels a little empty, maybe.
Totally. It reminds me of that Warren Buffett quote. You know the one.
Which one's that?
The difference between successful people and very successful people is that very successful people say no to almost everything.
Yes. That's a big one. Because saying no feels counterintuitive, doesn't it? Like you're missing out.
Right. But why is it so key for clarity?
Well, I think it's because people like Buffett, they're not just randomly saying no. They can say no because they have that laser focus, that clarity on their main goals.
So they know what doesn't fit.
Exactly. They know what moves the needle for them and what's just, well, noise. And they protect their focus fiercely, not just their time slots, but their actual attention.
Okay, so the practical step here.
Hmm?
The first thing Meurisse suggests for you listening is dead simple, but powerful.
Yeah.
Write down just 3 priorities for your day. Not 10, not 20, just 3.
Only 3.
3 things that, if you get them done, genuinely move your life or work forward. Everything else, noise. Focus on those 3.
That actually sounds manageable.
Okay.
So clarity is step 1. What's next?
Well, once you know what matters, the how comes down to something maybe even more fundamental than time, your energy.
Energy.
He just puts it really bluntly, time without energy is useless.
And that's so true, isn't it? You can have, say, 5 hours free.
Yeah.
But if your brain feels like mush, if you're burned out, distracted, those hours just evaporate. You don't get anything meaningful done.
So it's not about the quantity of hours, it's the quality, the effectiveness.
Precisely. It shifts the focus from just having time to being able to use it well.
And there's actually data on this. A Harvard study, I think, from 2023, found people who focused on managing their energy, sleep, breaks, getting into that flow state. They were 37% more productive than people just focused on scheduling time slots. 37%.
Okay.
That's significant. And you see this with really high performers, right? Like Oprah Winfrey.
Yeah.
What does she do?
Apparently, she actually schedules time just to sit in silence, to recharge. It's not about being lazy. It's strategic.
Because mental clarity fuels good decisions.
Exactly. And that clarity needs energy. You need to recharge the battery.
Okay. So the action step here, what Meurisse challenges you to do, is identify your peak energy windows.
Right. When you're naturally most alert.
For most people, it's often morning, maybe 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. And the advice is protect that time fiercely.
Use it for the big stuff.
Yeah, your most important work, the deep thinking, not, random meetings or clearing out your inbox.
Makes sense. Guard that prime time.
Okay, so we've got clarity, we've got energy, but what about that feeling, that constant pressure to just do stuff, to be busy? I know I fall into that trap.
Oh, absolutely. It's so common. And Meurisse points this out really clearly. Most people mistake motion for progress.
Motion for progress. Yeah, that feeling of running hard but not actually getting anywhere important.
Exactly. It's exhausting, but you look back and think, what did I actually achieve? Often, not much that truly mattered. It's a trap.
It's about being intentional, isn't it? Deliberate. Reminds me of Steve Jobs.
What about him?
He famously said something like, Deciding what not to do is as important as deciding what to do.
Right. It's about focus over hustle, prioritizing ruthlessly.
And you see extreme versions of this, like Elon Musk reportedly breaking his day into these tiny 5-minute blocks.
Oh, 5 minutes.
Yeah. And the idea is if something doesn't fit that kind of sharp clarity, it gets pushed or maybe just deleted. Talk about ruthless simplification.
That's intense. But it highlights the power of cutting through the clutter.
Definitely. So the takeaway for you listening is to simplify your day. Maybe have one main mission, one dedicated deep work block, and a time to review.
And then be ruthless.
Yeah. Ruthlessly cut out the stuff that just makes the day feel full but doesn't actually add value. Simplify.
Okay, simplify. Got it. Now, this next point feels deeper, more internal.
Yeah, Meurisse suggests you can't really control your external schedule until you master your internal state, your mindset.
Your internal world defines how you use your external time. That's the core idea.
That's it. If your mind is chaotic or unfocused inside, no amount of fancy calendar apps or lists will fix the outside.
It's like building on shaky foundations.
Exactly. You need that internal stability first. You see this with people like Tony Robbins.
What's his approach?
He has this morning routine, like 10 minutes of breath work, gratitude, visualization.
Setting the internal state.
Precisely. He knows how he feels directly impacts how he focuses. It's proactive.
So it's about tuning your mindset before you even start the doing.
Right. So a practical step here. Every morning, maybe ask yourself 2 simple questions.
Okay.
What's the one thing I absolutely must achieve today? And what's the one feeling I want to carry with me today?
Direction and intention. I like that. Setting the compass for the day.
Exactly. Okay, moving on. This next one might sting a bit for, well, probably most of us.
Uh-oh. What is it?
Meurisse is super direct. You don't need better habits. You need fewer distractions.
Ouch. Yeah, in today's world, that's a tough pill to swallow.
It really is. Because the distractions are everywhere, and the stats are kind of terrifying.
Like what?
There was a UC Irvine study. Get this. It takes an average of 23 minutes to fully regain focus after just one interruption.
23 minutes?
Yeah.
Seriously, after checking one notification.
Yeah. Think about how many times that happens a day. Just switching browser tabs, checking your phone. The lost time adds up incredibly fast, almost without you noticing.
Wow, okay, that's sobering. Suddenly, Cal Newport's approach makes a lot more sense.
The deep work guy.
Yeah. He famously doesn't have social media, checks email like once a day, almost monk-like.
Because deep focus, real clarity, demands cutting out the noise, ruthlessly.
So the challenge for you listening is pretty clear then.
Create no distraction zones. Maybe it's no phone by the desk. Maybe no notifications before 11 a.m.
Or even just sticking to one browser tab when you're trying to focus. Small things, but they train your brain.
Train your brain for focus.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, this next idea, Meurisse gets really provocative here. He questions the whole idea of time management.
Really? How so?
He says, you don't manage time, you create it. The idea is time isn't something you control, it's something you create space for.
Create space for it. That's a different way to think about it. Not managing, but creating.
Yeah, and the distinction he makes is crucial. When you say, I don't have time, you're not just stating a fact, you're actually making a decision. You're deciding not to make space for that thing.
Wow, okay, that flips the script, puts the power back on you. It's a choice.
It really does. It reminds me of Jeff Bezos, actually.
Amazon founder.
Yeah. He's known for aiming to make only like 3 high-quality decisions per day.
Just 3.
Just 3. Not drowning in meetings or emails. He focuses on a few key decisions because he knows those are what move things forward. He's creating space for quality thinking, not just reacting.
That's real intentionality. So how do we apply that?
Well, maybe at the start of the week, shift your question. Instead of how can I fit everything in?
Ask.
Ask, where can I create space? That means actively saying no, delegating, simplifying, carving out time, not just filling it.
Create space. Okay, I like that mindset shift.
Right. And finally, the last piece, the one Meurisse calls the missing link, reflection.
Looking back.
Yeah. He says people don't fail because of lack of time. They fail because they don't reflect on how they use it.
That feels so simple, but probably so true. We're always on to the next thing, aren't we?
Exactly. We're so busy doing, we forget to pause and ask, did that actually work?
So what does he suggest?
Just 15 minutes a week. That's it. Ask yourself 3 questions. What worked this week? What didn't work? And what should I change next week?
15 minutes for potentially big insights.
Apparently, there was a study, London Business School, I think, that found leaders who did this weekly reflection improved their performance by 22% compared to those who didn't.
22% just from 15 minutes of reflection.
Yeah.
It's huge.
It sounds almost too easy, right? But it's about awareness.
So a practical way to do this, maybe journaling on Sunday evening.
Yeah, exactly. Just jotting down thoughts about the week. It helps you spot the patterns, what drains you, what fuels you. And that awareness gives you power to adjust.
Awareness brings power.
Oh.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Okay, so let's just quickly run through those 7 big ideas again from Thibaut Meurisse. Ready?
Let's do it.
1, you don't lack time, you lack clarity.
2, energy is your real currency, maybe more than time.
3, simplicity beats busyness every time.
4, your internal focus shapes your external results.
5, distractions are productivity killers. Be ruthless.
6, you don't manage time, you create space for it.
And 7, reflection is the key. It turns that chaos into control.
Got it. 7 powerful shifts. Now, we've got a little challenge for you, right? A 3-day challenge to put this into practice.
Yeah, something really concrete. So day 1, just pick your top 3 priorities. Only 3. Write them down.
Day 2, block out 2 solid hours for deep work. No phone, no email, no distractions. Just focus.
And day 3, take that reflection time. Maybe grab a journal. What drained you this week? What energized you? What did you learn?
Just try it for 3 days. See how it feels.
We really think you'll feel, well, way more in control.
And maybe we can leave you with one last thought from Meurisse's work. It's pretty profound.
Okay.
He writes, time is life. Waste your time, waste your life, master your time, and you master your future.
Master your time, master your future. Powerful stuff to think about.